Okay, and we're back. So we have our pieces of leg that we need to break apart. So this is the foot that I'm going to start chopping large pieces off of, as close as I feel comfortable going about. And I'm going to have to zoom in a bit. Zoom in further to grab some of these bits. This is the same size as this. Gonna zoom in a bit. Get rid of those artifacts. I prefer chopping off when possible, just to avoid lots and lots of artifacts to grab. There, that gets rid of that. Don't need these anymore. And finally, this last bit of the leg. Will be gotten rid of. Oh, and 10 hours later, right, we've got this set up. So let me zoom on out to about 200%, and you can see you've got these pieces of leg. I'm going to construct them quickly into their symbols. So we're going to start this off as this is going to be the right-sided body leg. See that that's the right-sided body leg. So this is going to be DAV, RT, HIP. I'm going to write all of hip, just like usual. I want to describe what the joint is. Keep it a graphic. Hit Q. Joint this roughly where I think the hip will be. This is going to be knee, not shin. So convert that to a symbol. DAV, RT, KNEE 001. Keep that graphic. Okay. Place this up at where the knee should be, like so. Always good to give a little rotation. And finally, this is the foot. So convert that to a symbol, keep it a graphic. DAV for David, RT, FT really should be enough for foot. And we just want to go minimum whenever possible when we're naming stuff. Go ahead and place this at the ankle joint. So we've got all of this going. Now, once upon a time, there were things called bones that were present in Flash, and now they've gotten rid of it in the current version of it. So I'm not certain if they'll bring them back or not, but I hope they do. They were really useful once upon a time. This foot's good for running. It's a little bit high end. Let me see if I can place it. Yeah, right about there. Trying to find that happy place. Because of the way this was sculpted, it almost has kind of like a simian quality to that foot. So just because I drew this pose a certain way, or, you know, Michelangelo built this a certain way, it doesn't mean it has to stay that way. So my inkling with this foot is that we are going to have to modify it as I place this here, here, and here. Let me try again to make it stand properly. Yeah, trying to make it stand properly is not going to do it. So this is where we're going to have to go in and tweak the foot. So the ankle is actually about here when it's neutral. The foot is placed up this way. We'll talk in animation about how to modify this back to the way it is. So we're going to make a duplicate of this foot. We're going to go to where it says David Foot 001. We're going to right click on this and try that again. Right click on it. I had to have it selected, and now I can go and duplicate it. So that's a select the foot, right click the foot, and go to duplicate. And under duplicate, we may set this to 002 as a graphic. Okay, and double click on this to get inside of it. So I'm in 002 as I modify it. And I'm going to try to make this foot fit better. We'll start this by going to Modify Transform Envelope. This may or may not be the way to do it. You see, like, that's kind of starting to move the foot up and into more of the position I would want. I also probably want this heel to project out. Now, this is only working because this is a very low resolution pixelated foot. But typically in animation, unless someone can point out how you screwed it up directly, you're still better off kind of going in and modifying something like this. But now we have a foot that looks as though it's relatively neutral. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff on the heel that I never liked in the first place. Actually, that's the arch that I'm in, to be proper about the foot. Okay, so now we have a foot that if I rotate it a bit, it actually works like a normal foot. So the envelope tool is useful for that sort of thing where you go in and modify it. Alright, so I've got a working hip and leg on that side. What we're going to do is we're going to use the same leg for the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of this, hit Command D to duplicate it, and pull it off to the side. And the big thing we know we need to modify is going to be the hip area and the foot itself, which is completely wrong. So with this foot, I'm going to hit Command B to break it. Command B breaks it. I'm going to right click on this and convert this to a symbol. This symbol I'm going to call DAV LFT FT001. So the foot's kind of in the right position, but we can tell with the toes and such, it's just not going to work. So let's go into this foot real fast and modify that. I'm going to go ahead and grab this front portion of the foot and duplicate it. And I can see that I've got kind of a bit of a mess. I'm probably better off rebuilding this using simple forms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the circle, get rid of the outline, keep that gray, I'm going to hit O for oval, make a toe, go ahead and duplicate that toe, Command D, duplicate it, make something that's toe-like for, this first index-like toe. So I go to this great toe, hover over it, and again make kind of a slightly more toe-shaped thing with it. If I wanted to, I could group these to make sure I don't mess them up when I layer them. I don't know if I'm going to bother for the sake of time. About there seems like a decent sort of gray. It's a little off from the main one, but we will be forgiving. Command D, duplicate this. Now I'm going to go into my palette, and here I'm just going to go a few shades lighter. Best way to go a few shades lighter is probably to go pinker in this case. It seems to be on the pink scale. So let's see what that does. That's working pretty good. I'm just going to add one more toe onto this, so Command D of this toe, Command D, duplicate that toe. We're just going to make this small toe kind of similar to the other bigger ones that we've already done, but I'm going to kind of flatten out. Again, hopefully no one's paying too much attention to the guy's feet as he's running along. They shouldn't be. We go in and kind of reposition this foot a little bit so that it's not grabbing down quite so strongly, so it's grabbing up a little. See, it looks a little more from like the side of the foot. So this is a lot of estimation. I can kind of tell how long that foot was initially. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to go ahead and place this toe here. And go ahead and group it, because I'm concerned about how I rearrange these. Group that. See, I'm grouping them as we move away. Command G, group that toe. This one here needs to go a little whiter. So let's go into here. How am I going to go whiter on this? Probably drop down the blue a bit. That's significantly lighter. This last one we're going to make almost white. So to do that, I'm going to select my palette and then grab the white right off of that. Hit Command G to group it. I'm going to actually joint this one towards the back. Now these toes are fine, it's just they're a little small for the foot right now. So I'm going to grab them and increase them overall. You see how like I kept that one there. Because it's thin air foot, it can be a little larger than the other one. Because these are groups, it's very easy for me to fill in behind them by kind of going up to the edge of this and pulling it down and over. Now, I'm clearly doing this in a hurry so that all of you don't go mad with boredom as we give you a tutorial. But that gives us, once we've deleted this, a functional beginning of a foot where we've kind of modeled pieces. Yeah, it looks like a SpongeBob foot or something. I know I could make it better than that. I just want to keep things going. We want to compare this to the other foot. Scale-wise, it's about where it needs to be, so we're only going to replace what we need as we build this additional leg for him. Alright, we're going to move on to another tutorial where we're going to finish up this leg and finish up our model of the character. And it's Rig. Alrighty.